Check the description for more game reviews, playlists, and videos.
No one can oppose me.
Game over!
Your body is mine.
Game over!
Oh, come on. You're way too weak. You're way too weak.
Naruto Storm 3, I believe, was the result of excess and instability. It's having a building with a very poor structure and just having all this stuff being poured on top of it, So many characters, so many features, so many mechanics just being poured on top of it and no real structure keeping them all up. And that's just Naruto Storm 3 in a nutshell. It's the collapse. It's everything falling apart at the seams. But you know what? You go on Amazon.com, look at the reviews for the game, and you'll see 4 stars, 5 stars, 4.5 stars. Everyone's saying it's the best game ever. This is a great game. Definitely a must-buy for Naruto fans. Really, though, I think that's just a divide between the casual gamers and I don't want to consider myself a hardcore gamer, but casual gamers and people like me who take games pretty seriously. And that's not to say that I take games really seriously, like games are my life or anything like that, but just the fact that I do think games should be pushed as an art form. I do think stability in a video game is important for the consumer, as well as for the developer. And, you know, for games to be taken seriously as an art form and stuff like that, then people need to start pushing it and making really stable, high-quality games. And we can't have stuff like Naruto Storm 3 and Skyrim getting in the way of that. So, basically, Naruto Storm 3, it's a broken mess. And I could go into detail about all the different glitches and all the stuff that really messes it up. But I'll do something like that in the hour-long review, which I'll be posting simultaneously to this one. So the link should be in the description for the hour-long review. If it is not, I'm sorry, it will be there later. So just check that out when you can. And the link for this video will be in the description of the hour-long review. Basically, this is just a review of Naruto Storm 3. Everything completely subjectively, obviously, it's coming from my opinion. So everything that, you know, I can possibly think of right now. I don't have any notes, I'm just going out and thinking of everything I possibly can. The story mode, I actually liked. It was eye candy for a small portion of it. It was a lot of dialogue. I understand people say it was just very slow, there was not much going on. And I'm assuming those people are also people who have already watched Naruto and they already know what the story is supposed to be. So I was getting a lot out of it. It was my first time seeing Kushina in action, and it was actually not in action, but talking. And I like her personality. It was really nice. I'm going to keep uploading the bit by bit. Sorry, I just haven't gotten around to editing things. Still have a 20-page paper to write. But anyway, you know, it was my first time really seeing the story, and I do like what they did with the action scenes. But the thing is, you can't watch the action scenes, and those are the only real eye candy for you to cling to, especially if you've already seen the story. What you're really looking forward to is the action scenes, and there aren't many of them, I will admit. But that's the main thing you want to cling to, and you can't really, because you're watching the input command, you're watching what buttons to press. You can't really pay attention to what's going on screen except for the button presses. So that kind of detracts from it, and it always has. But these button presses were really simple. Like, this story mode was incredibly simple compared to Storm 2. I remember some of those button presses were ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? You want me to use the 6-axis? What's going on? I'm joking though. And basically, they didn't really add any new features to the story mode. Yeah, there were mob battles, but when you think about it, mob battles were already in Storm 2. The Jiraiya versus the 3 Paths of Pain were mob battles. So they just really needed to copy-paste those mechanics and maybe fine-tune a little bit. But that was it. There wasn't really much they had to do for that. So the story mode, I liked it. It was a good chance for me to get access to all the new story and stuff like that. But it did drag, I will admit, it did drag a lot. The free roam was pointless, to say the least. You barely did it, and when you did, it was just to get from point A to point B. So it was just really a waste of time. And the story mode ended with a Madara kicked the Kage's ass. Let's all be honest with ourselves. Madara did not get phased at all by the Kages. And while I did like the strategy that Naruto did against Toby in the game, it was just a bullshit ending. Like, he knocked off Toby's mask and then he runs away. What if he just buys another mask? Then it was just a waste of time knocking off his mask. He's just gonna get another one and then go back into the battlefield. And then they make it seem all happy-go-lucky, like the war is over. This big war is just over because he ran away. Like, no, you're not safe. You're not safe at all. That's like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going way too long on this. Story mode was, I'll give the story mode a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10. And then there's the main part, which is the online and the battle mechanics. Online, still as bad as it always has. I do like the fact that the whole list doesn't reset if you don't find a room. But it's just so... I released that video, that troll video, where it took me 9 minutes to find a match. And yeah, I was waiting for someone to join my room, but that still shouldn't have happened. There are so many people using quick batch, so many people creating a session, so many people with doing search session. How would it take me 9 minutes to find a room? If it took 9 minutes to find a room on Black Ops, everyone would fucking hate it. Everyone would be like, well, are you serious? You can still get on a Call of Duty that's years old and find a room in like no time. Again, not again, but Call of Duty is very popular. I get that. But that doesn't change the fact that the online system needs to seriously be optimized. And what's the issue with me having... I'm connected via Ethernet cable, so I'm assuming my connection's pretty good. But I'll go up against a person with 3 bars, or green bar, whatever that translates to, and they'll be lagging. And I'm like, are you serious? Why is this match lagging so badly? And I go up against someone with 2 bars and it doesn't lag. I'm like, okay, this is really weird. So they need to just optimize the online system, because it absolutely sucks. And they need to make some kind of way for you to get into matches as quickly as possible and get out of matches as quickly as possible, because quick match is a piece of shit, and it always has been. So yeah, that's my view of online. And in terms of the battle mechanics are worse than they ever have been. Honestly, they really are. The team strikes are kind of stupid, because you can't sub out of them, apparently. I've never been able to, at least. And they're so predictable almost. And even when you do hit them, sometimes the enemy will be slightly askew, or something weird will happen that'll throw the enemy off place, but you'll still see the button prompt saying press L1, even though the enemy's not in the air or anything, or they're not flinching, or whatever. So that's just, it's kind of pointless almost, and it's like, did you really spend this long thinking of this? So that's really pointless. Instant Awakening is just broken. It's just broken. It's a good concept, but honestly, the fact that awakenings are so powerful to begin with means that they shouldn't be able to be used instantly, especially something like Neji's Instant Awakening, which can literally, with one combo, put your chakra down to nearly unusable. So it's just not fair. The Instant Awakenings are very unbalanced, and then there's the argument that, oh, if I Instant Awaken, you should Instant Awaken too. And it's like, no, like I want to play the way I want to play, and I don't want to play just because like a bitch just because you're playing like a bitch. I want to be able to have fun with this game. And Instant Awakenings kind of detracts from that, as well as Giant Awakenings. For some reason, they decided to make them stronger. And I'll go into more detail with this in my hour-long review. But I don't see why they would make Giant Awakenings, the things that everyone always knew were OP ever since Naruto Storm 2, even stronger. It takes a special kind of mind to think of that. So congrats, CC2. Congrats to you, because I never would have thought of that shit. There's that. I do like the fact that they gave some characters aerial jutsu, although Neji didn't need an aerial jutsu. I mean, honestly, either that or they should have taken out the rotation in his aerial combo, because it's like he has a rotation in his aerial combo, he has a grounded rotation, and he has a rotation in his aerial jutsu. Not to mention, he has an instant awaken rotation and instant awaken aerial rotation. It's like, come on, dude, you are way too powerful. And though both instant awakening jutsus can lower your chakra. It's like, chill out, Neji. Like, we already knew you were OP. PTS Neji was always OP. Like, chill out, Neji. Come on, it's just a fucking video game. Stop going try-hard. Neji's a fucking try-hard. PTS Lee, what is he doing in the game? That's another thing. PTS characters, what the hell are they doing in the game? They should not be in the game at all. Including Kimimaro, because he's not even a reanimation. He's just Kimimaro. So what the fuck is he doing in there? Yeah, Sarutobi's not technically supposed to be in the game, but they did start with the Kyuubi invasion. I was gonna say the Kyuubi massacre, like what the fuck? The Kyuubi invasion, so what? So Sarutobi has a place, but what the fuck is Kimimaro and PTS Lee and PTS Neji and PTS Garo, the three most OP PTS characters? What are they doing in there? Glad they took out Anko and PTS 1010, but it's like, come on, we shouldn't even have those characters in this game. And especially when I lose to someone who's using them, I'm like, you shouldn't even be here. And then everyone's using Kimimaro as a substitute for Hidan because CC2 didn't stop to think that if Hidan had multi-hit jutsu, and that was the main problem, that they should nerf everyone like him, including him. But no, they just kept Kimimaro the exact same way. And I'm assuming if Anko was in the game, she would have been the exact same way. Kimimaro, Anko, and Hidan were always the same thing. They always had these multi-hit jutsus that were just annoying. And people would always take advantage of them. But CC2 didn't think to nerf all three of them. And I don't get that. I mean, Anko's not in the game, but you know what I mean. So, support-only characters, again, shouldn't be in the game. I was hoping to get to play as Chojuro. Some people were hoping to get to play as Akatsuchi. Or whatever her name was. So yeah, I mean, like, why are there support-only characters? Madara, are you serious? I mean, I could go into more details. I'll do that in the hour-long review, but it's just some things that shouldn't be there that are. Then there's the fact that there's a lot less characters that we were supposed to have. There are so many duplicate characters. There are 3 different types of Naruto, 3 different types of Sasuke, not to mention all the different costumes for them, 2 different types of Gaara, 2 different types of Choji. Like, come on, like, that's not 80 plus characters if you count every different version of a character as a different character. That's not cool. And basically Naruto was just a major disappointment. There are not that many new features. It's basically, it's not even Naruto Generations 2. It's just Naruto bleh. Like, it feels like if Generations was supposed to be the filler game, then this feels like the filler game for the filler game. Like, this is supposed to go between Storm 2 and Generations. So that's what I think. I mean, it's just a major disappointment. CC2 really needs to pick it up. And I'm not buying the next Storm game. As it stands, I'm not buying the next Storm game. I'm selling Naruto Storm 3. I'm thinking that Naruto Storm 3 was just rushed. It was a rushed project. They hyped it up so much and then they couldn't deliver. And then they said either that or CC2 is actually convinced that their game is perfect and they don't need to change anything. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed this review. And have a good one, guys. Bye.
No! Game over!
This ends now.